Good morning, good morning, good morning. You are live with TST Radio. I am your host, Marcus Johnson. Today we're going to kick things off again with our high school preliminary matchups. I know yesterday around the time when I was giving this, we had some technical difficulties. So I'm going to bring them back to you today. Starting off with 7A, we have Lee at McGill-Tulane. We have Auburn at Davidson. Either Baker or Mary Montgomery will go out to play Enterprise. The same two teams, Baker, whoever don't play Enterprise, they will go out to play Central PC, or Theodore might play Central PC also. Bob Jones, Jane Clemens, and Gaston are sitting back waiting to see who plays Hoover. Those same three teams are sitting back to wait to see who. Ramsey is sitting back seeing who they will play. It is out of Gardendale, Pinson Valley, Clay Chalkville, and Jackson Orleans. So Hueytown is sitting back to see who they will play. It's out of Gardendale, Pinson Valley, and Clay Chalkville also. Homewood will go out to play Minor. Muscle Shores will go out and face Oxford. Hartselle will go out to play Albertville. Coleman will go out and play Decatur, Pell City at Austin. And in 4A, just because it's local, Tallahassee versus Hale County. I do have the 1A, 4A, 5A on down. I have all those on my social media sites. You have to go on there. True Sports Talk Radio on Facebook and True Sports Talk on Twitter, and you can access both of those lists. Jump into some college football. I want to talk about Florida and Georgia today. You know, that is a big SEC rival coming up this week. Both teams are coming off bye weeks. Both had times to fix their struggles, the areas they're struggling. Florida's struggles this year is still their offense. Even with Del Rio back, they're still struggling. You know, he was hurt earlier in the season. He's back. He didn't really help the situation on coming back by throwing 3 interceptions in the game versus Missouri on his first game back. Their running game is very, very mediocre. It kind of picked up against Missouri, but it's not where it should be right now. So those guys are looking to pick up that so they can take some of the pressure off the quarterback. Their strong suit, obviously, clearly, is their defense. They have a great secondary. They have a great defensive line. They get great pass rush. That secondary play great man-to-man defense. Florida is very aggressive. They look for their defensive line to get a lot of pressure, and they want to line up man-to-man and make your quarterback throw perfect balls. Kind of similar to what Alabama does. They want to bully you and make you do your best. You have Jalen Tabor and Quincy Wilson back there leading that secondary. They're two of the best in the SEC. So this is going to be a hard task for Easton. They're going to give him a lot of problems. Like I said, their running game is not up to par right now. Florida's running game is not up to par right now. Georgia's not up to par. So that defense is really going to give Easton some troubles, because Sony Michel and Nick Chubb has been slacking this year, and it's forcing the freshman to control the game himself. They will need Nick Chubb and Sony Michel to be explosive, very, very explosive. This will be the biggest test for Easton on this year. He's coming in with a great defense, an A1 defensive line, A1 secondary. Like I said, Nick Chubb and Sony Michel will have to get going. They will need to help him out. They will need to help him so they can control this game. They are two big explosive backs, and they need to live up to that for Georgia to get this win. They were nowhere to be found in the game, in the loss versus Vandy. They both combined for only 68 yards, no touchdowns. They will get beat again if those two come out with that same performance. So they will be looking to get those two going to help out Easton, so he won't get back there and get sacked all night, because if this defense forces you into pass situations, they're going to pin their ears back and come at you. They're going to blitz linebackers at you because they trust their secondary to cover. They trust that no one on Florida's defense, well, on Georgia's offense, can win a one-on-one battle versus Florida's defense. The only player I see probably winning a one-on-one battle is Isaiah McKenzie, and he's not a big receiver. So, and these cornerbacks are very aggressive, and they will need some receivers to step up. And Florida, like I said, Florida really don't believe that Georgia have any receivers that can win one-on-one battles versus their DBs, Jalen Tabor and Quincy Wilson. I don't think, like I said, the person that I think has the best chance of winning some one-on-one matchups is Isaiah McKenzie. They're going to have to get him on crossing routes. They're not going to get anything downfield with him because he's a smaller receiver, unless some blown coverages or something like that. I say get him on some crossing routes, some slants, some comebacks, curl routes, and maybe you'll hit him with some busted plays and he'll get downfield. But that's where Nick Chubb and Sony Michel comes in with helping that offense keep that defense off balance. You have to keep an aggressive defense off balance. You can't let them get comfortable and predict the game. You can't let them get you in third and longs. Like I've been saying all season, you got to get those third and shorts. You can't get stuck in those third and longs, third and eights, third and sevens. You need to get some third and 3, 5s, no more than 5. 6 is medium range. You don't want to be in a third and 6. That is, nowadays in the SEC, a third and 6 is kind of hard to come by. So, especially with this talented defense and these talented secondary and these defensive lines coming at you, everything will have to be quick. I don't think he will have time to stand back there and set his feet and stretch the field. They will need to get the ball out quick. They will need Sony Michel and Nick Chubb to also help in the passing game with some quick screens and some bubbles out of the backfield, because this defense is going to come at Jason Easton, and he haven't seen a defense like this come at him this year. This will be his biggest task, like I said. So they will need to help him out. That will be the key. This game will be aired on CBS at 2:30 Central Time. They will be playing in Florida, but it's in a mutual site. They're not playing in Gainesville. They're playing at a mutual site in Florida. So, like I said, Georgia will need to get some advantages that both teams have. The one advantage that I think Georgia will have is Nick Chubb and Sony Michel. They can be very, very explosive duo if they can get going. So that is the advantage. And Florida's advantage is their defense, their defensive line, and their secondary. That is their advantage. So maybe both teams will use their advantages to, use both their tools to their advantages, and we'll have a great ball game. I don't think it would be a blowout, but Florida can get going and put up points. So Georgia's defense will have to, get it together. But I think Florida comes out on top 28-21. Florida wins that game. Jumping to some NFL, Geno Smith, he is out with a torn ACL. Geno Smith, New York Giants quarterback, he is out with a torn ACL. We will have to see who they will get in to replace him. More news out of the NFL. Jay Cutler has been cleared to play in Week 8 for the Bears. He's been out with a thumb injury since Week 2 when they played the Philadelphia Eagles. He was injured in that game. He was replaced by Brian Hoyer. The veteran came in and replaced him, but he broke his arm in a Thursday night game. He was replaced by Barkley. Barkley struggled. He's been struggling in his debut. So I know they will be happy to have Jay Cutler back in the lineup, someone that they know they can trust and has led this team to victories. Moving on, back to some college football. Tom Herman, when LSU fired Lane Les Miles, Tom Harmon's name was all you heard about that job. He was the main target for that job. Not saying that he's not. That's not my report. He is still the main target for that job. But it seems like Tom Harmon has made other plans for his future. He has been talking with the University of Texas. From a reliable source, he says that the Tom Harmon to Texas to replace Charlie Strong is all but official. Charlie Strong is still employed by Texas. They just lost again. So they'll probably at the end of the season be looking to replace him. And they're saying that Tom Harmon has pretty much agreed to come to Texas. It's all but official. They haven't signed any paperwork. He's not on the staff. But they're saying it's all but official that Tom Harmon will be at Texas on next year for the 2017 season. So that is something to look for. Tom Harmon is now the coach for the Houston Cougars. They have lost 2 games. We saw a lot of people have high expectations for them this year, but they fell kind of short. So that's where that's looking for Texas. LSU, I don't know who they're going to get. Jump back to some high school. Last week, I think it was, I reported on Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter at True Sports Talk, I broke the news that from a reliable source that Lee High School was found playing an ineligible player, and they were removed from the Alabama high school playoffs, and they would receive 1 year of probation. That information that I got from that source has been clarified. I reached out to one of their assistant coaches to clarify that a little earlier, but he didn't get back with me. So that has now been clarified. Montgomery Advertiser also has that story. But like I said on last week, if you follow me on Twitter, you would have saw that I reported that on last week. I broke that news on last week. I got that from a reliable source. I will not say my source name, but I got that from a reliable source. So if you want to hear stories before they're broken, I get stories before they hit the air. So follow us on Twitter at True Sports Talk. Follow us on Facebook at True Sports Talk Radio, and you can get these stories a little earlier. Like I said on last week, I broke that news from a reliable source that Lee High School has 1 year probation, and they will be removed from the Alabama high school playoffs on this year due to an ineligible player. Moving on to some NBA. They have released the top 5. I have the top 5 players here in the NBA. As usual, you have to go on social media. You can find that list. They have the top 100 players in the NBA. I'm going to give you the top 5 right here. Like I said, go on our social media at True Sports Talk Radio on Facebook and at True Sports Talk on Twitter. And you can find the rest of that list. Here we go. Number 1, LeBron James. Number 2, Steph Curry. Number 3, Kevin Durant. Number 4, Kawhi Leonard. Number 5, James Harden. I do not disagree with this. I don't disagree with this list. LeBron James is clearly the most dominant player in the NBA right now. He can control the game at any position. He does it all. So he is clearly the most dominant player right now. Steph Curry coming in at 2. He is clearly the number 2 dominant player right now. He wets them up with the 3 ball. He has got his team to back-to-back championships. He fell short to the Cleveland Cavaliers on last year. So he is clearly the second best player in the NBA. Kevin Durant, he is clearly the third best in the NBA. He's now with the Golden State Warriors, but he's played his last 7 years, I think it is, with the Oklahoma Thunder. So he has clearly won multiple scoring championships. He's a former league MVP. multiple time All-Star. So this guy is one of the greats. You know, he's a future Hall of Famer. So he is clearly the third best. Kawhi Leonard, I feel like he's number 4. He's one of those well-rounded guys. He don't get a lot of attention because he's one of those quiet guys. But the guy handles business on the court. He's well-rounded. He can take you to the basket. He can shoot the jumper. He can shoot the mid-range. He can shoot the long range. The guy, he plays great defense. He's an all-around player. The guy puts it out every night on the court. He deserves to be in this list. At number 5, James Harden. Yes, James Harden is a great explosive offensive player. He doesn't do much on the defensive side of the ball. I think that what got him in at number 5. He doesn't do much on the defensive side of the ball. He's a great offensive player. He's explosive. He would hit you with that step back jumper. He would take you to the basket. He's very strong going to the basket. He would dunk on you. So he deserves to be on this list coming in at number 5. But I know a lot of people will say why he's not above Kawhi Leonard. I think defense is what put Kawhi Leonard above him, what gave him the edge, because Kawhi Leonard plays hell of a defense and James Harden plays zero. He don't play any defense. So I think that what pushed him over the top of him. So that is your top 5 NBA players in the league right now. More news in the NBA. Lakers has waived guard Anthony Brown, which knocks their roster down to 15. They have, is a set limit on the roster, so that is their second cut going into the season. Guard Anthony Brown was waived on yesterday. More news in the NFL. Dez Bryant, he has been cleared to play Sunday versus the Eagles. Dez Bryant has missed majority of the season. So he is cleared to play for the Cowboys this Sunday versus the Eagles. So look out for that. I know there's a big piece of their offense. Remember UFC 205, November 12th, Alvarez versus McGregor. That will be a great one. November the 12th, that is pay-per-view. Prelims come on Fox Sports 1. That will kick off at 7. The main card normally kicks off around 8 or 9 o'clock. That's Central Time. So make sure you check that out. If you're a UFC fan, that's going to be an amazing card. It's going to be like 3 or 4 championship matches that night. I know Chris Weidman is on that card. Who else is on that card? Tyron Woodley is on that card. Rashard Evans is on that card. Misha Tate is on that card. It's some great fights on that card. So UFC fans, you might want to order that. I know I will be paying attention to it. I know I will be ordering it. Some MLB, Major League Baseball. Tonight, the World Series kicks off. The Cubs versus the Indians. The Chicago Cubs versus the Cleveland Indians. Like I said, Cleveland is having a great 2016. The Cavaliers won the NBA championship. They're not going to see the Browns do anything. But the Cleveland Indians are in the World Series. These are two teams that hasn't been in the World Series for an ample amount of time. This has been there. Both teams hadn't been at this stage in a long time, so this is big for both cities. I'm very excited to see which team will break that streak. Tonight, make sure you tune in. I'm pretty sure that's going to be on Fox, like it is every year. So make sure you tune in to the World Series baseball fans. I don't normally watch baseball until World Series time. Also, remember, today is Tuesday, so we will be out at Wetumpka Sports Complex for our youth baseball and softball league. This is their last game. Those kids have been amazing. They play very, very hard. I see some future stars. Out there, man. They play very, very hard. They give it their all. They love to win. It's great competition. It's great sportsmanship out there already. So these kids are growing up to be superstars. So you need to get out and come watch them. Even if you don't have any kin or if you don't have any kids out there, it's still great to come out and show little kids support, So I will be out there snapping pictures and stuff like that. I will have them posted for you no later than tomorrow. So y'all should come out and watch those kids. That is at Wetumpka Sports Complex, right on Highway 14, right off Highway 14. That is Wetumpka Sports Complex. So get out there and cheer on these youth league baseball and softball. Get out there and cheer them on these. So make sure you do that. That is our hotline. Email at tstradio04@gmail.com. Unfortunately, that is my time for today. You know who I am. I am Marcus Johnson. This is TST Radio. Thank you for tuning in.